Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So as you can tell by the smile on my face and probably the title of the video, you know what's happened. You know exactly what's happened. My beautiful man, being Luke O'Nien, has signed a new 3-year deal. It was crazy. I woke up this morning, first thing, well I say first thing, I had a bit of a line this morning. I roll over, I have a look at my phone, I check on Twitter, and then the Sunderland Twitter account posts this. And of course, immediately, it wakes me up. It wakes me right up. It puts me in such a good mood. Finally, the man, the myth, the legend that is Luke O'Nien is going to sign a contract. Surely it's him. I mean, I know it's a blurry picture, but that has to be him, unless it's some cruel joke and it's just someone we've never heard of and it's just another youngster that's coming through the door. But then only 5-10 minutes later, they post this. It's the full picture of the man, the myth, the legend. It's Luke O'Nien. Am I overdoing it? Yes, I absolutely am, but I don't care. I love him. And he loves me as well. He loves me as well, so best wishes. Practically saying he loves me. So, yeah. But all jokes aside, of course, I think this is a brilliant contract signing for me. I know some people do have the reservations of Luke O'Nien, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion anyway. But for me, I just think not only is he's very versatile, not only do I think he's actually a quality player as well. Do I think he's one of the best players in the world? Of course not. You know, I'm not deluded. But I think he absolutely is the embodiment of the kind of player that you want. At Sunderland, his attitude is second to none. He is an absolute example, a leader at times on the pitch. He puts his body on the line. And he absolutely fell for the club. The second that he signed his original first contract when he first signed it, he fell for the club. And it's so rare. Even when we have some of the best players, not the best players in the world, of course, but some really good players come through the door at the Stadium of Light, they never really get the area, should I say. They don't fall for the club. They don't really get it. It just doesn't click. Whereas with Luke, it did immediately. And even when the back's against the wall, it is always, you know, willing to put his body on the line and play anywhere. He's just buzzing to play for the club, regardless of it being at centre-back, centre-mid, right-back, right wing-back, left-back, wherever they put him, he will play and he'll do it with a smile on his face. And I know in recent months in particular, there's been fans who have said that, you know, they don't rate him just because he's got a smile on his face, people love him. But for me, I honestly, obviously, like I say, everyone has their own opinion, but I think that's utter rubbish. I think that is utter rubbish. Yeah, I think he's a perfectly good player. I think he is a good player. He has had to play out of position for the majority of his period at Sunderland, his time at Sunderland so far. You know, playing at centre-back when he's not nowhere near in a million years centre-back, and for the majority of it, he was very good, better than centre-backs we had at the club. At right-back, he kept out, you know, an international in terms of Conor McLaughlin out for the majority of his time at the club as well, which shows, you know, for every manager, you know, with Jack Ross, Parky and Lee Johnson as well, the three different managers, Luke O'Nien had the right-back spot tied down over an international right-back. Do you know what I mean? So you can't just sit here and just say, oh, but his shit is rubbish though. You know, we have some validity to this argument that he is a good player. You know, you might say, well, why isn't he getting a shout in his own position? I think it's because he's just generally playing so well wherever he has been played. And at the time, we had an abundance of central midfielders. And again, the counter-argument to that is, well, they weren't good enough. The likes of Power's been released, Ledbetter's been released, Scowen has been released, and now might be the only time where Luke O'Nien is going to get into centre midfield. But I think because when you do have that amount of midfielders there, and we had such a lack of defenders last season, you know, you have to play the abundance of midfielders that you've got. To keep that, not only to keep him happy, but then you've got such a lack of players at the back. And when you have the quality of Luke O'Nien, who can play better and is of a better standard than the actual defenders we have, you're going to play him in centre back or right back, if that makes sense. But anyway, we'll have a look at the statement from the club. I know I've just probably rambled on and made zero sense there, but hopefully it did make some kind of sense. But yeah, we'll have a look at the statement from the club. Sunderland AFC is delighted to announce that Luke O'Nien has signed a new contract at the Stadium of Light. The versatile midfielder, who was coveted by several Sky Bet Championship outfits, has signed a new 3-year deal on Wayside, extending his stay at the club until summer 2024. Since joining the lads in 2018, O'Nien has become a fan favourite in the North East and has amassed over 120 appearances in red and white, whilst also scoring 11 goals. The 26-year-old has featured in several roles during his time at the Stadium of Light, offering supreme versatility by operating within the centre of the park and across the back four. 09 collected the Supporters Young Player of the Year award following his inaugural campaign on Westside, and further accolades followed as he was named the 2020 North East Football Writers Association Personality of the Year and selected in the 2020-21 Sky Bet League One Team of the Season. The former Watford and Wycombe Wanderers man also played a starring role in the Black Cats' Wembley Stadium win last March as Lee Johnson's side lifted the EFL trophy in the capital. After committing his future to Sunderland, 09 said, "I'm delighted to sign a new contract with Sunderland. I'd like to thank Lee Johnson and Christian Speakman and the owner and the staff for putting their trust in me and enabling me to continue to play for this great club. Hearing their plans for the club and how they want to develop me personally was incredibly exciting, and I can't wait to get going again." Johnson added, "We are all delighted that Luke has re-signed for the club. He is a great character around the place and he's perfect for the type of culture that we want to create, as well as being a very versatile and quality player, and one we hope can help us strive for that next level." Now, I think the interesting thing from that statement is that very early on in the statement, it lets us know that there was plenty of Sky Bet Championship clubs that were sniffing around Luke and his signature, and I think that just allows fans to understand that this is probably why it took so long to get his signature done. But also, I believe that Luke O'Nien, because he does have goals, he's a very ambitious lad. He stated before, of course, every player has ambitions. They want to eventually get to the Premier League. Whether they'll do it or not remains to be seen. But, Luke does have ambitions, and that's fair enough. And I don't blame him for wanting to maybe at least have conversations with Championship clubs to see what they have to offer. But he chose us over them, and I think that's the reason that's there. But also, I do believe that he will have been given some kind of guarantees. And I think the 3-year deal is one of them, because it's been very rare to see 3-year deals being given out at the club over the last few years anyway. It's always been a 1 or 2 year deal. So a 3-year deal for him, I think that was ideal. No, pardon the pun, it's not really a pun, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think that would have been perfect for him because, of course, he's moved to the area, he loves the area, and he wants to have those sort of commitments to him, not just him committing to the club, which is absolutely fair enough again. But it also makes you wonder what other guarantees will have been put in place for him, which is why negotiations may have took a long time. Will he be playing in that central midfield role, or will he be still used as Mr. Versatility, as right back when needed or centre back when needed? I mean, you can't always promise a player just one certain position, particularly if there is injuries and stuff like that. He will have to fill in, and because of his attitude, and he's just got such a good attitude, he will play in those without moaning or anything like that, I can imagine. But he's also going to want to stand up for himself in contract talks and say, I want to play in my natural position. He may say that anyway. I could be wrong. He might literally just be happy to play anyway. He might be happy to play in net if he has to. Do you know what I mean? But I think a 3-year deal, I think it shows a lot. It shows a lot of trust in him. And it shows that he does love the club, absolutely. And he's obviously, like he says, he's excited by the plans that have been outlined by the owners, by Christian Speakman, by Lee Johnson as well. So hopefully now that this one's tied up, we've got McGeady tied up. Hopefully Denver Hume gets tied up. We never know. Lee Johnson did speak recently, and he said with Denver Hume, he hasn't really seen or been involved in that contract talk as much as the likes of McGeady and Luke O'Nien. I'm guessing other people have been trying to sort the Denver Hume deal, but I would love to see Denver Hume back. Wyke, for me, I think it's a lost cause. Lee Johnson, again, he said that there's like a 95% chance that Charlie Wyke isn't going to come back, although he said the door is open for him. That 5% chance is still there, it still remains, but it's highly, highly unlikely. But yeah, so that's it. Luke O'Nien has tied himself down to a 3-year deal at the Stadium Light, and it won't surprise me if he come back as captain. Aidan McGeady, to be fair, I think he will be a perfect captain as well. But Luke O'Nien, he just, like I say, he's the embodiment of what a Sunderland player is all about. We need to remember we're in League One. We're not in the Premier League anymore, where you've got someone with the likes of Cattermole with his quality and stuff like that to go alongside the passion. We are in League One, and Luke O'Nien, I think he is a very good League One player right now. They've still got plenty of room for improvement, and he still has the ability and he has the traits to be captain. So whether that'll end up being the case, again, that remains to be seen. But hopefully now with these contracts getting sorted, we can really get the ball moving with new players, proper new players coming in. There has been a lot of rumours this morning about Alex Pritchard potentially coming to the club. Pritchard just seems to be a player that he's been sort of touted to be a star for the future for years now, and he's like 26, 27 now, but it just hasn't really worked out for him. But for League One, I think he would be absolutely brilliant, hopefully, anyway, you would think. But again, it's all just rumours, but there's been quite a lot of rumours from reputable journalists as well that are saying that Pritchard is on his way to Wayside. So we'll have to see about that one, and of course I'd make a video if anything does come to fruition with that one. But that is it for this one, guys. Are you happy that Mr. Smile, Luke O'Nien, is at the club for another 3 years? Let me know in the comments down below. But if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jump.